The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and 𝗃𝗺 Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
Welcome back to the 𝗵𝗺𝗴𝗲 Cricket Complex. We're here at field number 1 for the second innings of this matchup between the Atlanta Fire and the Stallions X. And the Stallions X batting innings, safe to say, went pear-shaped in a hurry. They were 72 for 1 and then bowled all out for 106 before they got to that 20th over. You see the two scores there at the top, Lumba and 𝗏𝗏𝗀. They were the partnership, and once 𝗏𝗏𝗀 got out, seemingly everything fell around them thanks to the spin attack of the Atlanta Fire. So the Fire will be set with the task of chasing 107. Feels like a light ask, but on this surface that has played some tricks, it'll be tough to keep up with that worm. I'm Owon Patel, joined by Nate Hayes, as always. Nate, you reckon the Fire are in the driver's seat, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's going to be a real easy chase this.
It doesn't feel easy at all. Now, I'll tell you that partnership, that second wicket partnership, went a long way for Stallions X as they went into the second half of the innings at 67 with a loss of 1. Anything could have happened. At that point, you had 9 wickets in hand. They end up bowled out with 4 balls left on the table. So that goes to tell you it's tricky in the middle overs here.
Lahiru Malanta and 𝗚𝗏𝗃𝗍𝒂 Pandey are out there in the middle. This will be interesting because the spinners were the biggest part of the Fire bowling attack. Look at the spinners for the Stallions X. Well, it's Shreyans Jayasuriya, an off-spinner, Sharad Lumba, an off-spinner, Tejinder Singh, an off-spinner. Those are your 3 big spin options. So 𝗃𝗃𝗍𝒂 Pandey with the bigger leg side, they'll bowl from this end, but I'm just curious to see how they're able to rotate through their overs with their 3 spinners as 3 part-timers that bowl off-spin. And Pandey gets the scoring started straight away.
Shehan taking the ball. And, you know, some people might say he's a part-time spinner, but when you're a finger spinner, when you're a right-arm finger spinner in T20, most of the time you're a batter who can bowl. And that is Shehan. But he's still pretty good with the ball, pretty useful. See him bowling with the hat on. And Lahiru on strike, the lefty. This is one of the reasons why you go with the finger spinners right away.
So that'll be your one matchup. With all the left-handers the Fire have, Lahiru Malanta, Ahad Malik, Zishan Maksud, your 3 offies become ever so useful.
Absolutely. We saw the lefty batters yesterday against Raiders Unlimited for this Atlanta Fire squad really played a big role in the win. They're almost a detriment today against this style of bowling attack.
Taken. 𝗃𝗍𝗃𝗍𝗂 Pandey goes, and the first wicket on the board.
Another early exit for 𝗃𝗍𝗃𝗍𝗂 Pandey in this tournament after a very good minor league end for him. He'll be disappointed there. We talked about all the lefties. Well, he was the righty in the middle there. Just didn't quite strike it right.
Couldn't quite believe he picked out the man. 𝗿𝗺𝗽 goes for 1. It's 2 for 1.
𝗿𝗚 makes his way to the middle now.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of 𝗚𝗚 in minor league cricket. This is why we'll see him today. Great look at this. Again, just trying to work it. A little extra turn, maybe a touch of extra bounce, but 𝗿𝗺𝗽, if disappointed, really a soft dismissal, you'd say.
Yeah, 100%.
We heard from Sunny Patel that they're going to continue to try new combinations given the fact that they have 2 games today, and 𝗚𝗚𝗽 is part of that. Didn't play a game in minor league cricket this year, but he's a big, tall batter who likes to dominate down the ground. Nervy stuff for the Fire early.
Yes, indeed. You know, everybody has to bat on the same surface. But how much of the last innings came down to that, and how much of it came down to just the skill?
Well, there you go. Straight down the ground. A couple bounces over the rope.
You mentioned 𝗍𝗽 likes to be aggressive. He starts off here. Beautiful 4. Just over the bowler's head. Tremendous shot.
It's a real opportunity for 𝗍𝗽 to make a statement. Playing time has been off and on at best, and he's got the shots. And this tricky wicket, if he could put his hand up, it'd be a huge moment. And we'll retain strike, headed into over 2. It's 7 for 1. Nate's solid start here, but the Stallions X will sit there and say, okay, we've taken that initial wicket. We're in a decent position.
Absolutely, taking it with a 3rd ball of the innings. Good start, and not only did they take the wicket, they took the righty out. So that leaves all those finger spinners we talked about. Leaves some lefties for them. There's still a lefty in the middle. So they don't have to really change their plans too much yet. With all the bowling options that this Stallions X team has, I was wondering who would get the ball right here.
Yeah, Kashif Bhatti is going to have it here. Again, another one of these spinning options for Stallions X. Someone who's been a part of the PSL, Bhatti. Going to provide a left arm orthodox option. And for a team that's littered with pace bowlers, they're going to have to wait. No Ehsan Adil, no Ghulam Mudassir, no Hassan Mohsin.
Yeah, they do have a loaded fast bowling attack. We saw with the Chicago Kingsmen coming to Morrisville with all those fast bowlers and just not enough spin. Came back to haunt them a little bit. As you mentioned to Brian earlier, we have so many different wickets across the country because the country's so vast. So we have all these different climates, all these different soils and grasses around the USA. It makes things very interesting.
Straight through him. Yeah, Nate, you're absolutely right. Even your 𝗵𝗺𝗃, as this one's a wide, there feels like there's different wickets on each ground. Some of the wickets provide so much more bounce than others. It's a real statement to the folks who are maintaining and operating this wonderful facility It's an absolute privilege to have it on the East Coast as well. We've seen, likes of this out in Texas. We've seen some of them on the West Coast, but to have it on the East Coast here in Atlanta, right outside of it, is quite brilliant.
And this sport, it's just so interesting how much the conditions make a difference. They make such a huge difference. It's tough to put together a squad that's going to do good in every open around the country, in every event.
What an over from 𝗵𝗺 early. Just the run off the wide. It's 8 for 1. Plenty of time for the Atlanta Fire, but you feel as if that required run rate starts to get to 7. It might be very tricky given just this wicket and the tricks it's playing.
Absolutely might be. And yeah, you did see in the first innings, Stallions X only lost to 1 wicket in the first 10 overs. A little bit of that was luck. They got lucky, a couple of lucky bounces, but they did do a good job to navigate, and you think they would have wanted to capitalize on that great start. They made the most of the start anyways.
Malanta and 𝗬𝗓, 2 good friends, have played together in minor league cricket for the Silicon Valley Strikers, and there'll be a little battle brewing on between the two. You see smiles all around.
Nice, ready, anything, boys.
We've seen a lot of dot balls so far.
Malanta isn't someone who likes to be kept down. He's very aggressive and he gets after you as a bowler. And 𝗬𝗓 knows that, so you can see him 3 deliveries and 3 very different deliveries. First one, flat and quick, fuller. Second one was wider, slower. And the last one pulled the length back. So he continuously is mixing it up for Malanta.
Another dot. We've seen now 11 dots and 1 wide across the last 11 balls.
Remarkable stuff here. And again, this is how you can manufacture scoreboard pressure. Fielder runs back and watches it sail. Does remarkably well to keep it from the rope and save 2 runs.
The suspense there as he flips it up, behinds himself, and waiting for that ball to come down and wondering what would happen to it when it did.
Funny enough, look how high he throws this. It goes straight up, and you're like, oh, that might spin backwards. You have no idea where that's going to land. Just 2 runs from over number 3. The Fire 10 for 1.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, deep, and that one is smack.
To the onside, a slow, short ball.
Brilliant start for the Kingsmen, trying to mirror what happened in that first innings, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely. Stallions X were at 12 with a loss of 1 after 3.
Oh, doesn't carry. Agonizingly in the air for so long. The base hit the 1 boundary, but since then, has really looked out of sorts.
Absolutely not going to be an easy task. 100's looking like a big number right now.
And that's a big shot in the end. 𝗂𝗃 releases some of that pressure.
Huge 6. We know that 𝗂𝗃 is looking to do this. He's going to take advantage of every chance that he gets to go at it.
That's it. That's the movement. You get your boundary, you get off strike with a single.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Don't keep yourself pinned there for the spinners to have a go at you over and over and over again.
Also, you have 𝗂𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗀 out there, who's one of the most expressive bats. He'll have the ball coming back into him with the left arm spinner.
Exactly. This is who you want on strike for this bowler.
And you can see Cheyenne Jahangir behind the stumps. He's maneuvering this field, deep mid-wicket and long on. So Bharti cannot afford to provide any bit of width to 𝗂𝗺𝗀𝗀. All the spinners today have been so quick through the air. And seemingly that's been the way to bowl on the surface.
Yeah, you don't want to give the batters any time to adapt to what's coming their way. You want to give them time to adjust to any strange hop or turn.
Close of over 4, 17 for 1. 𝗂𝗺𝗀𝗀 signaling from the crease. He is just struggling. You look at the Fire bowling. A lot of wickets for 𝗃 and Sunny Patel. And even Stephen Taylor was able to break through. And it was just confirmation of what we were talking about, how the change of pace worked, but also their ability to bowl in that good length spots. And so far, Stallions X have done something very similar and has kept 𝗂𝗃 bogged down. 𝗂𝗃, though, has gotten off to a good start in 8-12 from 13. You like the position he's in.
Yeah, I definitely do. He's playing a similar role here to Arya Kananta. And in that first innings, Arya survived for a long time, but he had that aggressive intent. Built that very, very good partnership with 𝗁 𝗏𝗪 that accounted for most of the runs of the team.
𝗂𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗀's getting some work done just ahead of us. He was grabbing his neck at the close of the last over. And he's got what looks to be someone acting as a chiropractor. I'm not going to say he's a chiropractor, but someone with that kind of skill set, working out that neck and that upper back area.
Yeah, hopefully he'll make his way over to our tent soon.
Harsh, what do you have there? What do you have, Harsh? Ah, a little kava. He's been a busy bee, Harsh has, trying to get everybody some food and trying to set up this entire event. And again, this event has been absolutely brilliant, from the production quality to what we've seen happen on the field. The fact that there's 4 concurrent games happening right now, Nate, all of them are streamable. They're all there to watch on the MLC network.
Oh, it's brilliant. This facility this is my first time here at the 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃 Cricket Complex, and I'm impressed with it. It seems like it's buzzing. There's so much going on right now all around us. See the mowers going, you see golf carts zooming around.
𝗂𝗏 Khalid has the ball. Another one of the left arm spinners. Oh, well stopped. Good left hand, Ehsan Adil.
Very well stopped there by Ehsan. I wonder when we see him come in.
He likes this. He's a big fan. Not many people talk about his quality of fielding, but that left hand, that outstretched left hand, left a smile on his face. And he's still talking about it. And why not, Ehsan? You deserve to talk about it. Did you ever stop anything one-handed?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time. That's a regular day in the office for you.
All the time.
So you've been showing 𝗧 𝗦𝗽𝐿 how it's done?
No, I'm not showing him anything. He's got it. He's got it locked down over there.
You might need to see a clip of you saving something one-handed, or just during the break.
Nah, we don't have to do that.
Oh no!
I
I want to compare. I want to compare the two videos.
I don't have to. No, we're not going to do that. I don't have the right shoes.
Excellently well placed from 𝗏𝗏𝗧. Great recognition of the smaller boundary.
Too short there. We talked about 𝗏𝗏𝗧's aggression, or his ability to be aggressive, pick out his shot. Does a good job there of getting low. So quick. He's got such quick hands.
So dangerous having the ball coming back in to 𝗏𝗏𝗧 with a smaller boundary to his leg side. It really just keeps your options as a bowler to a minimum. And you see the field now has to be set there. Long on, deep backward square.
We've seen 𝗃𝗺𝗃𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗧 in MLC. We've seen him in the BPL, I believe, and also in the NPL. Playing all over the place.
Yeah, it's a very hot commodity.
Quick change, boys, quick change.
One of the more underrated batters in the country. You would think, if not for just the sheer depth of wicketkeeper batters up top of the order in the USA, he would be clamoring around into that USA team. There's one of your options right there. He's got the USA helmet on, Shayan Jahangir. And the reason he's in the team is because of his versatility. Able to come and bat at number 5, 6, and 7.
He is up to the task for just about any role that he's been given. He's done a tremendous job for USA Cricket. Just a fun guy to be around as well.
Mammoth 6. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, welcome to the Atlanta Open.
What a shot right there. You're going to have to go through the gate to get that one around that fence. But 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, his second 6 of the innings. This one, the most impressive for sure.
Just a hair wide. That's all it was from Usman Khan, just fractionally. And 𝗏𝗃𝗃 needed no second invitation. Small side, big side, he says, I can clear any rope.
He absolutely walloped that right now with 19 runs.
Giving the selector something to think about. Remember, it wasn't someone who was consistently being picked. And no 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 today. Looks like this could be an option, and a real option for the Atlanta Fire going forward. Oh, can't do that. Fortunate it didn't cost any runs, but with only 78 left to go get, you can't afford the missed fields. Close of 5, 29 for 1.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and 𝗃𝗃 Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
It's been all spin for the Stallions X, but making a change now. First signs of seam. And because there's a fast bowler starting to warm up, we said, all right, let's bring a fast bowler into the comm box. Brian Walters, welcome to second innings.
I saw that one coming all the way up Highway 411.
Look.
Good afternoon, Aman Patel.
Well, look, we had the off spinner, 𝗿𝗂𝗃𝗍, their bowling spin. It only felt right. There's a 𝗿𝗺𝗺𝗃𝗍 warming up. The second wicket were to fall. Remember, for Stallions X, Brian, me and you were on call for this. They lost their second wicket with 72 runs on the board. And from there, all out for 106.
They will not in any way be happy with that. That's a huge collapse of epic proportions and essentially turned what was warming up to be a mouth-watering contest into a bit of a one-sided match halfway through. But both teams need to bat. And you've seen some evidence that the two teams are still neck to neck. End of over number 5, the Stallions X had 25 runs, 29 for the Atlanta Fire. So you're still neck and neck, and you're wanting to make sure that you continue going through your disciplines here.
The highly skillful major leaguer in his own right. Fielder, over him. Curious the signal. It's 6 and just enough.
I'll tell you what, as to the big side of the field, about 71 yards, Aman, my initial impression was that the fielder was in about 4 yards. Had he been back on the rope, he probably catches this chest height, or chest high.
Huge swing that. Chance to see the back of Malanta. Goes a begging.
𝗂𝗍 is the type of seam bowler who would be able to take advantage of a wicket like this. You see evidence of a lot of lateral movement. He typically cuts the ball both directions, moves it off the seam. So it would seem, as we see here, ooh, that is a no ball, signaled as a no ball, and I don't see in fact, there's a signal from the umpire is going to be a free hit. You can't afford anything remotely close to that, Aman, when you're defending, almost did it again, when you're defending a score of only 107.
The turn to pace hasn't worked as of yet, and 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗍, who's climbed into a couple monster 6s, has a free hit. For good measure, 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗍.
You know that he's going to do just that. For me, just maybe not quite as full as 𝗂𝗍 wanted it to be. Went with a slower delivery and left it in the slot and drilled down the ground. That is a sweet strike. Just not a slog. It's right through the line and hitting it cleanly down the ground for 6.
14 runs from the over.
So what I'd started saying, Aman, is that he's the kind of bowler, 𝗂𝗍, who moves it off the seam in both directions. And the pitch, at least for the spinners, appears to be offering movement, lateral movement. But you saw Shadley Van Skogvik with some lateral movement. You saw Fanny Simhadri. So imagine those two bowlers, but at 6'5" and much quicker. That's the kind of bowling that you'd think you'd be able to get from 𝗂𝗍. So despite the heavy scoring in this over 14 with 2 balls remaining, it would seem to be the type of pace bowler who would get benefit from bowling on this wicket.
There's your benefit. Not given. Not given. Convinced is everyone a part of the Stallions X group.
Umpire Ravi Balasubramaniam disagrees with 11 men in blue. And there are a ton of double teapots all the way around, not the least of which is 𝗂𝗍 himself. 𝗂𝗍 did not even bother turning around to appeal. He was already celebrating. And I think, obviously, we don't have the technology to say whether or not it was an edge, but it was. We can say this. It was at least close to the bat.
No question. It didn't seem to be a noise from our vantage point, but I thought on the replay maybe a seam got scrambled, but that, again, is so minute, and we can do that because we have such a great crew that gives us the production.
Yes.
To slow it down to 25%, but to see that in real time. Can't argue. If there's any doubts, you've got to tie. You got to go to the batter.
So that would have been a big wicket, but certainly not dismissed. Last ball coming up here in the power play.
Probably a bit high.
No question that that's highest on the dill. Letting 𝗬𝗏𝗏 know a little bit about what his thoughts are of that penultimate delivery of that over. End of the power play. It's an interesting one, an expensive one. 14 runs coming from it as we see this replay again. Yeah, that's bouncing over the top. Missed the front pad, hit the back leg, but that's above the pad entirely. I think that might have hit him on the thigh pad. So, again, an interesting over. End of over number 6, 43 for 1.
Needed that wicket, 𝗂𝗏𝗏, especially after the way that over started. You get 𝗬𝗏𝗏, it just might turn the game on its head a bit. You bring in a new batter, tough place, and you make it look very different as conditions are seemingly changing. Brian, wind has started to pick up. It's starting to get much cooler. It's very different than it was maybe just 15 minutes ago.
That's exactly right. Earlier we had chatted off air about the weather, and it looked as though somewhere around 1 o'clock local time is when you might see a change in the weather, with possibly some rain showers entering and a little bit more wind and a little bit more, let's call it overcast conditions. Looking to take advantage of that here, 𝗬𝗏𝗏 Singh comes into the attack.
And we talked about the 3 off spinners available for the left-handers. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 Singh, he rates his bowling, and why not? He's taken major league wickets, taken minor league wickets, and he's here in the Atlanta Open with the ball in hand. Now, with all that being said, Brian, it's not that he can't be taken advantage of. We saw that on first hand.
We did. He will want to forget the last over that he bowled in the minor league season. 15 runs came from the one over that he bowled, so he certainly can score off of him.
A brilliant start for the 𝗬𝗏𝗏. He's one of these crafty part-time spinners who, again, might not have the wide array of skills out of the hand, but just reads the wicket and conditions very well.
That's certainly the observation, and sometimes we tend to overcomplicate the sport. If you're bowling on a tricky wicket, get the ball just short of driving length and let the wicket do the work for you. And I think that that will be the lesson here for 𝗬𝗏𝗏.
Short third is just taking a couple steps up. That's the beautiful part about the Atlanta Open. Everyone is friends, and so you all see this gamesmanship. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 does well.
𝗬𝗏𝗏 did that very casually, but that was not an easy piece of fielding. First of all, the outfield in that area is a little bit rough. Talked about that earlier. And he got that on the short hop. That easily could have gotten by him, moving to his left. He's a right-handed thrower. That could have gotten by him for 4.
What's been so impressive about this partnership for me, Brian, is that 𝗬𝗏𝗏 has almost carried it. He's allowed Malanta to settle in. Could be danger. Could be real danger. Put down. Never easy running back. Did all the hard work and can't cash in Asif Mahmood.
You nailed it. Running backward from his position at mid-on, the ball is swirling. Talked about the fact that the wind is picking up now. You can see the tent above us flapping in the wind, so that would not have been an easy catch. But you see on that replay, just not quite able to judge it. He called for it, which is what you want. You want somebody to take charge, but having taken charge, he might have wished that he would have taken that catch. So they end up with a single off of that last ball of the over. Over number 7 is in the books. Score is 47 for 1.
𝗬𝗃𝗍, 27 of 23. And again, he's not someone who's a regular member of this Fire 11, but he's making a case that it should change. Mahmoud puts one down and gets the ball in his hand. What do you make of the change of seamer here, Brian?
Well, you don't have, at least in my mind, the off-spin resources to bowl as many overs of spin as the Atlanta Fire did. So eventually you have to go to the Pacers. Asif Mahmoud is more of a hit-the-deck type of bowler. Brings the heat, brings with pace. This is not necessarily a Pacers wicket today, so maybe won't be as effective on the type of wicket that we saw yesterday, where there's a lot more on offer pace and bounce-wise.
The one part of that would be you look at Azim Chirania, yes, a spinner, but how quickly was he bowling and the amount of cuts and bounce he was receiving. Maybe Mahmoud, as he looks to bang it in, is able to extract something. Maybe not extra bounce, but maybe that variable bounce, maybe an extra bit of cut and sideways movement.
Well, the job is to bowl out the Atlanta Fire. I don't think you win this game any other way. They're 46% of the way toward the target, just out of the power play, needing to score at the rate of 4.52 and over from here. And so 4.52 and over, to me, translates to you needing to bowl out a strong batting side. And yes, you've seen the adventurous 𝗬𝗃𝗍 so far, 28 from 24. He was put down, and possibly could have been adjudged caught behind. But it's going to be up to the strong batting side to take charge and go forth and take this victory. And the opposite side of that coin is that you have to bowl them out if you're the Stallions X.
And the opportunities given to 𝗬𝗃𝗍, again, are so important, not just because of 𝗍𝗃's wicket, but the time he's allowed Malanta to have in the middle. He's played 19 deliveries, he's played maybe one big shot, and that wasn't off the middle of the bat, which is so just not like Malanta. Oh, delicate. Good work at third.
It's delicate on another day that goes off the on the edge back onto the stumps. Little bit of inconsistent bounce, and that was played with the angled bat away from his body, so easily that could potentially have gone back onto the stumps. So he might consider himself lucky there, Lohir Malanta, and I'm thinking if he had that shot to play again, he want to play it a little bit more of an aggressive shot or get his front foot across to the pitch a little bit more.
Shaheen Jahangir maneuvering the field for 𝗬𝗃𝗍. Down leg. And the brilliant part, again, of having Malanta out there is that even on that, where 𝗍𝗃 would be having his heart in his mouth, oh, I got to hit my pad, Malanta said, yeah, just come through.
Yep.
Right here, look at this thing. Yeah, come. You're good. And again, that's the beautiful part about this partnership. Malanta's maturity, but then 𝗍𝗃's aggressiveness has allowed this to flourish.
Very much so, and I think he's seen evidence of that here. You're at the point where you've gotten past the 50, by the way, 50 on the board, 2 deliveries remaining in over number 8, so you only have another 56 to score off of all of 74 balls.
Oh, wow. Malanta just plays that pickup beautifully well.
Lovely shot to bring up the 50 partnership. Maybe a little bit too close and too straight to Lohir Malanta. You bowl at his body at your peril. He's very strong on the leg side and just pivoting. Not a full-blooded pull shot, just helping it over the leg side. That angle from around the wicket assists in him playing that shot, and you can pick that off all day if you're Lohir Malanta.
He's got so much time on his hands. He plays the ball so late that if you're slightly and fractionally off on your line, pounces. Picks out backward point. Can you believe it?
Tell you what, well, the previous shot was a bad line and it resulted in 4. This for me is a much better line outside the line of off stump. catcher in position and a straightforward catch just to his right at backward point, traveling probably not nearly as fast or as hard as 𝗿𝗺𝗻𝗄𝗃 can play those shots. And I think he'll want to have that one back. That's one that you either elevate over the top of that player or you keep it down. Did neither, just finding backward point with a pretty simple, a soft dismissal. Disappointing for 𝗿𝗺𝗻𝗄𝗃. That's the second wicket. 55 for 2 at the end of the over. We'll see the replay here again.
Like you said, just wasn't really committed either way. And now it means that new man comes out. 𝗂𝗫𝗄𝗃, the hero of yesterday's game for the Atlanta Fire, 55 for 2 at the close of 8. Had an unbeaten half-century yesterday. Really teed off in chasing a total down. He'll have to do it yet again today.
The advantage for him, 𝗂𝗫𝗄𝗃, is that much of the hard work has already been done. The top 2 wickets, not absolutely thrilled that those wickets have fallen, but you're more than halfway toward the target, and you're only needing to score a little more than 4 runs and over. You can score 4 runs and over in your sleep in modern day cricket. And so you just have to tell yourself, look, we pick up 4 singles and over, we win this game inside the 19th over. You know, throw in a couple of wides, maybe a bad ball here or there that gets hit for 4. But the job is to simply just be positive without being reckless. Singles alone can win you this game.
How important now is 𝗃𝗍𝗃's wicket? You've put him down. You got unlucky once, you would say. You take his wicket, 2 new bats, a whole new ball game.
You've gotten, as you said, a difficult catch, but definitely one that at this level you expect to be taken. And then, what do you do with that life is the question. And how do you go on and push on from your good fast start, 29 from 26? Do you maintain that level of aggression that you have now? Or do you maybe downshift a little bit and just make sure that, again, with only 4 runs and over to get, that you can just go ahead and just keep picking up singles and winning this game?
Well, 𝗂𝗫𝗄𝗃 is very much an individual who likes to run. He'll get himself into some real funky scenarios trying to push for 2s. So expect more running to come. And that should steady that pressure after the fall of wicket of 𝗵𝗺𝗃.
You like seeing that huge stride forward, getting to the pitch, making sure that the footwork is all in tune, and making sure that whatever you do, you don't allow that delivery to get past you. Ball turning away from you, so it's to your advantage to get all the way to the pitch. And you saw evidence of it being done there by 𝗂𝗫𝗄𝗃.
Given. The Vay can't believe it, but the 𝗍𝗺𝗃 Singh is brought through the breakthrough.
Want to see on the replay here to see what umpire Ihsan Moulay saw, but from our angle here, man, that height-wise, it appears to me to be hitting the top of the stumps. Let's see what we can pick up on this angle. So the only question would be whether or not it was going down. 𝗃𝗺𝗃 Singh didn't think so. Neither did umpire Ihsan Moulay. So that is wicket number 3. As they say, man, 1 brings 2. And another wicket here maybe brings a slight wobble to the batting order of the Atlanta Fire.
57 for 3. Yeah, that wobble you mentioned brings out Sunny Patel. So interesting that they've elected to go to the captain. Here's another look. Here's why he's in. It's definitely hit him in the back of that leg. Again, our angle slightly off center, but if he's making that stride across to off stump, then there's definitely a case that that's going to hit middle and leg.
No question. And the other thing to do is watch for the keeper. If the keeper is going all the way down the leg side, then you know that that ball is probably slipping down. He was not going in that direction, Shine Jahangir. So all of that to me adds up at minimum to the idea or to the eventuality of that ball hitting the leg stump.
There's J.J. Hamilton just getting back to the dugout. He would have been getting some treatment.
Hey, Max.
And now he'll have to go and put the pads on. So maybe that's the reason that Sunny Patel is out there. Maybe not by plan, but by circumstance.
Now, the situation that you would like, if you're J.J. Hamilton, is to come in with about, I don't know, 30, 40 runs to get, and then you go crazy and hit a few sixes and be done with this game in a couple of overs. Don't think it's quite going to go like that, though.
Little misfield there. Sunny Patel, though, he's a very capable bat in Major League Cricket. MI New York actually really rate him with the bat. They bat him right there in the middle as a leg spinner. And here in minor league cricket, he's very proficient. Remember, for a season, was the captain of the Atlanta Lightning and actually come and bat at number 4, number 5 pretty consistently. So not an unusual place to see Sunny Patel.
Well, as captain, he has to grab the bull by the horns, lead from the front, all of the cliches that you want to throw at the captain, but he knows that this partnership is important. You also know that you have a very big cushion. Again, a very fast start from the opener, not both openers, but you certainly had a good partnership for the second wicket of 53, and currently you just have to maintain that aggression without being reckless. Make sure that you just keep pushing on toward that target. That is the end of over number 9, 58 for 3.
More seam from the south end of the ground. All that's required from Patel and Malik here is this against Asif Mahmood. There's no pressure to put boundaries on the board.
None whatsoever. Going into over number 10 now. And again, you've had your primary spin bowlers, Shanjasuri and Kashif Bhatti, open the bowling. They've each had 2 overs remaining. Usman Khan bowled 1. He still has 3, but you know that you have to get through a few overs of of pace. And so you can do worse than having Ehsan Adil and Asif Mahmood to bowl. But in the circumstances where you are now, you absolutely need one of them to stand up and be counted here.
And this is a situation that suits both of these batters. They're not, at least in Sunny Patel's case, he's not the most explosive individual, but he'll go at 100 strike rate and then can operate the odd boundary. Malik likes to take his time to get in. His first 10 to 15 deliveries are usually singles, and then he'll start to bring out the sweeps and the reverse sweeps and the wide repertoire he has. No ball. Oversteps, and Sunny Patel have a free swing.
Oh, if all the things that you do not need, this is the one you do not need the most. He's protesting, but I don't think you're going to get umpire Ravi Balasubramaniam to overrule his own call. And this should tell the story. What is the version of the protest? I'm exactly not sure what the complaint would be. And he's still out there protesting. The replay there shows clearly that he was overstepping by, from me, probably 1.5 inches, not a whole lot. But something has to come down behind that line, and certainly not the case here from Asif Mahmood.
Free hit now for Sunny Patel. Nearly. The odd bounce probably saved Sunny Patel the thought. I think he made it home, but good effort and long off.
Certainly good efforts. Free hit doesn't necessarily hurt you, but the extra run and the extra ball does. And so when you're defending a really small total, and again, you only need another 45 runs with 7 wickets in hand, 63 balls in which to get them. That, to me, is a situation that requires absolute discipline from your bowlers. You cannot give up any extras, particularly not no balls.
Shift in the field here. There's left-hander on strike, so they've asked him to go big through mid-wicket and cow corner to the bigger end of the ground. Beautifully timed, you have to say, Brian. Haven't seen too many timed better than that today.
That's a good-looking shot. That is the prettiest shot that you'll see for no run. Good high front arm punched into the offside from Ahad Malik. Wanting to make sure that he keeps doing that, though. Maybe you open the face just a little bit to get it wide of that fielder short extra cover.
No fielder there. Fielder in the deep had been pushed so far up. That's what I was confused by. Because Mahmood likes to bang it in, that fielder just feels well too straight, Jayasuriya.
Not only is he too straight, I wouldn't mind seeing Jayasuriya about half, and I think they may have heard us here because Jayasuriya is now dropping back. I would suspect that he dropped back to about 3/4 of the way. Now, that does leave a huge gap. There's a straightish mid-wicket, almost like a wideish mid-on, but there's a big gap of about maybe a 40-degree slice on the leg side where you can get runs if you'd like, if you are Ahad Malik.
They've brought in the third and sent back long on as well. Close at 10. It's 64 for 3.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and 𝗃𝗃𝗃 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
Welcome back. We got a game on our hands right now. It's getting very interesting here. Atlanta Fire 64 with a loss of 3 after 10. Stallions X trying to pull themselves back into this.
And they're going to try first with 𝗃𝗃𝗃 Singh. Right arm off spinner. My apologies. It's not going to be 𝗃𝗃𝗃 Singh. It is going to be Kashif Bhatsi. He's bowled 2 overs so far. Now bowling over number 11, his third, left arm orthodox.
You'll remember Bhatsi earlier on conceded just 8 runs in his 2 overs. It's been a tough day for batters. Malik, as you saw earlier with the beautiful dot ball shot that he played, he looks like he's in good form. He came out of yesterday. He was absolutely tremendous yesterday, the player of the match.
So what Ahad Malik needs to understand, and it is clear that he does, is that you do not need to be a superhero today. There will be other opportunities, maybe yesterday being one, where you need to be a superhero, need to put that cape on. Here, you need a pedestrian 4.24 and over.
Definitely going down the leg a little bit there.
And so there, the moral of the story is you work it into the gaps. You pick the ones up and you pick the twos up when they present themselves. Punish the bad balls if you get them. But my goodness, this is relatively straightforward. And you will know that under these circumstances, just normal, proper, aggressive, when I say aggressive, I mean positive cricket wins you this game.
Talked about all the finger spin options the Stallions X team has from pretty much from both sides. You got the lefty-righty batting partnership up there. I think that's working very well in Atlanta Fire's favor right now. And this is the thing, just rotate strike. There's no pressure right here. You don't want to give yourself pressure by staying pinned. And that's the end of the over. The Fire 68 from 3. Hey, there we are. Just a beautiful day here at the 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃 Cricket Complex. Brian, we've had some wonderful weather when the game's been on.
When the game's been on, as I said earlier, a fair amount of rain last night. I think that you will have seen that the ground staff did an amazing job to be able to get this game underway. A little bit of trickiness in the pitch, but makes for, I think, a really exciting close to this match. Maybe a little premature to be talking about close to the match. 𝗃𝗫𝗎 Singh coming in now to bowl his third over.
He's taking the 1 wicket for 7 runs in his 2 overs so far. So he's been very effective. And this is who he's in there for, the lefty, Ahad Malik. We talked about rotating strike and the importance of that. Malik likes to run. He will get off to a start immediately. And if he doesn't, he's there you go. He stands his ground.
Scoring at the rate of just over a run a ball throughout the innings. 68 runs on the board, so you have, after that dot ball, another 52 balls to face, but just 39 runs needed to get. So you've already exceeded the scoring rate that you need, based mostly on that second wicket partnership for 53.
Straight. Shehan can't get to it. It's 4 runs.
It's an interesting shot. He went onto the back foot to play that shot, Ahad Malik, so his weight was definitely going back when he played it, but he just muscles it down the ground. He gets it straight enough that Shehan Jayasuriya over at long on could not get to it. So good piece of work. Maybe a little bit of, I don't know whether or not pressure was building, but you certainly want to be able to see that happen.
Still to come, Atlanta have plenty of firepower on the bench. I want to take this partnership as deep as they possibly can. Yesterday, we saw Zishan Maksud batting in this position that Sonny's in. And it with a dot, only 4 on the over, but not very far to go, only 35 needed. 72 were a loss of 3 after 12.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
So looking back to the first innings after 11, Stallions X were 72 with a loss of 1. They lost 9 wickets from that point until the second ball of the 20th over. So anything can happen here.
You're exactly right. And as long as we're looking back to the first innings when the Stallions X were batting at the end of over number 12, they had 76 runs. 72 here, so slightly behind in terms of the pace that was set by the Stallions X, but my goodness, what a big collapse that you just referenced. And so you can't really use that as a guideline to state where exactly the team should be. Going around the leg side here, should be a couple of runs down the line.
You can see Malik runs so well, gets back for 3 on that.
Wow.
He was halfway to the third run before Sonny had all the way turned around.
You certainly get that 3 runs. That's not easy under these circumstances. Boy, it's a gift from God too, because again, you just need ones and you get 3 in one delivery. A little bit of a loose delivery going down the leg side from Usman Khan.
Once again, this one will just be 2.
So this time, the left-handed Ahad Malik playing the reverse sweep, going down the legs, or what would have been his offside, but play the reverse sweep. So essentially, he's playing it as a right-handed sweeping on the leg side. So 5 runs from the first 2 balls here. A good positive start to the over.
Usman went for 11 in his first over. This one 5 so far off of 3. So a bit expensive in this context. This one will be hit safely. It's going to roll away for 4 runs. A big over.
Once again, the reverse sweep, and it got off the previous shot, went for a couple. This time he hits it a little bit finer and gets it a little bit further away from the fielder, running back from short third for another boundary. So you've gotten to the point now where there's just 26 runs needed. Feels like the pressure that had been building in the last 2 or 3 overs, for the most part, has been alleviated with this fast start to over number 13.
The only 26 needed right now. You just need to keep it ticking over. 2 balls left in the over that's already going for 9. Straight. And well struck. It'll just be 2.
So a couple more runs, 11 from the over so far. My goodness, if you're looking at 4s to win the match and you concede 11 from 5 balls, that certainly puts you in the driver's seat. Just another 24 needed now.
Over the fielder. They're going to get 2 again. Big over here for Atlanta Fire. Takes all the pressure off. 13 from it. 85 for 3. The only thing busier than this facility might be the road next to us.
Well, yesterday when we were playing on the westernmost pitch, pitch number 1, a lot more conducive to pace bowling, and as they say, the harder it came, the harder it went. A lot of balls ending up across the street, going across Highway 411. Rashawn Primus and a couple of other big names, Daniel Lamb being another, who put the ball out there a few times.
Well, I was very happy to see 𝗿𝗺𝗃𝗃 name in this tournament. He is so much fun to watch. He hits the ball miles. He bowls fast and aggressively.
Yes. Well, he's built like a middle linebacker. That's the first thing.
He's built like a middle linebacker back when there was a lot of running.
Just over 3 and over needed now, so we alluded to it a couple of times. The pressure pretty much has all been taken off. This partnership just now building. It's up to 29. And it's 𝗂𝗃𝗵𝗃 who's bowling his last over number 14. Starting to run out of options here, Stallions X.
This will be the second time where the Fire have gone through kind of a tricky batting situation. And with Malik leading the way, he's really factored in today. You see Sonny with the helmet off right there, both of them with the helmets off. This is how you build a brand. You got to let everyone see your face. Caught. What a great catch. But is it too late?
Well, it's a great catch. Some of the most difficult catches to take are flat toward you in the outfield. And this probably never got more than 20 feet in the air. Sinking as it got to 𝗃𝗍𝗪 Singh in the deep, but he took it around maybe knee height, going to the ground to complete the catch. And for me, that is a great catch. Well judged. And wicket number 4, partnership broken. Partnership worth 30 for the 4th wicket. As you said, is this a little bit too late?
Well, it was very well taken and very well cushioned after the catch with a nice roll, nice controlled roll. And here comes pup, Jamar Hamilton. And we are used to seeing him coming out to the middle at this type of phase and just blasting it.
I said earlier that right after Jamar Hamilton got off of the trainer's table, that the perfect scenario for him would be to come in with about 30 runs remaining and then just throw his bat. I was off by about 20 runs, over 10 runs rather. It's just 20 runs needed. But Jamar Hamilton is the type of batter who can finish this game in about 5 or 6 balls. And you don't necessarily have to do that here, but I don't know that he's going to curb his natural aggression for the moment.
You do have 6 wickets in hand, but we saw a bunch of them fall quickly in the first innings. Maybe he'll give himself a couple of balls before he gives it a go. Always fun to watch. We saw him in the field today, usually with the gloves, but throwing himself all around the ground. And that was some authoritative cut shot there. We'll get 2 from that.
Well played. So you don't have to be ultra aggressive, and maybe you don't want to do it to the left-handed finger spinner 𝗂𝗃𝗵𝗃. This is going to be his last ball, so there's no reason to take him on in the deep on the leg side, because then you'd be hitting against the turn. But that cut shot, exactly what you need under these circumstances.
Well, this is gone for sure. You might not want to take him on, but maybe you do.
Wow. Huge hit down the ground. Absolutely straight as an arrow. That brings up the 95th run. Just another 2 of those, and this game is finished. Nate Hayes, end of over number 14, 95 for 4.
Look at where that one landed. A good 12 yards over the line. And Malik is pleased, as are we, to see Jamar Hamilton in good form. Well, this is what he did in the minor league cricket final on Sunday. Came in and just scored a nice little cameo. He did it all through the Super 8. See our cameraman over there. We have such a great crew here today. Amon.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. The pictures and the entire coverage. On a bright sunny day like today, he's got to put something over the display monitor. Got to follow that ball at all costs.
Now, 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏 will take a go at the left-handed 𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏 21 from 21 right now. Yesterday was the player of the match. Helping the Fire on the difficult surface over there on field 5 yesterday. Chased down what looked like a pretty big target of 151, considering the conditions. He just did what he's done today.
Yeah, when you look at the Atlanta Fire and you look at the individuals that they play, so many different guys can stand up and be stars. And so far, 𝗂𝗏-𝗃𝗏 has been the star with the bat in hand for the Atlanta Fire through their first 2 games.
He absolutely has been. And he'll turn this one around the corner, and he'll race away for 4 runs as well. As this game's getting shorter and shorter, 99 right now.
And it's just his ability to, again, find gaps in relatively easy fashion. Doesn't have to take too much risk. And on that shot there, again, it's just a swivel. Slightly short, slightly the wrong line, knowing a deep backward square, and uses the pace of 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏 to his advantage.
Just played so smart the last couple of days. It's been a real team effort here for the Atlanta Fire. Everybody taking a wicket in the first innings. They've gotten the partnerships when they've needed them in the second.
Especially after the shaky start that they got off to. Remember, you lose Rishi Pandey early. You thought, oh boy, this is a game. This is a game. You know, the Kingsmen have plenty of bowlers. Excuse me, the Stallions X have plenty of bowlers up their sleeve. And the recovery attempt from 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏, from Sunny Patel, from 𝗂𝗏-𝗃𝗏 have been quite brilliant.
This one gets through as 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏 takes a whale of a whack at it. And 100 is up there after 15 overs. 100 for 4, only 7 needed. See a healthy attempt at that one from Jamar Hamilton. He comes up with air. So getting some turn and bounce.
𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏 gonna try his arm and try his exploits. Surprised to not have seen him bowl at this point yet.
Yeah, it is a bit surprising. He's been quite good with the ball in minor league. It's well placed, straight. Just gonna go for 2 as Jamar hustles back hard. And 𝗏𝗏 has found a willing running partner for sure in Jamar Hamilton.
Yeah, when you play with 𝗂𝗏-𝗃𝗏, you're gonna have to run, and you're gonna have to run hard. There's no question. You sign up knowing that, but luckily Jamar Hamilton is so quick between the stumps in his own right. Again, I thought Lumba would have had the ball by now. You got a lot of lefties on play. You have a pitch that is aiding the spinners, and you have someone who's very smart. Now you have just 5 runs left to get. It just feels too little too late.
Yeah, you're right. We've seen so many times Sharad Lumba call his own number as the captain of that Baltimore Royals team in minor league. And he's bowling with some tremendous spinners in that bowling attack. He gives them so many options with his ability to bowl, you know, as many as 4 overs in innings. That's the quality that he brings.
And yes, obviously there's so many bowling options on the Stallions X squad. You mentioned the ones that have bowled. Your 𝗬𝗎 𝗬𝗂𝗍𝗵𝗏𝗍, 𝗂𝗏 𝗂𝐽𝗍, 𝗂𝗏 𝗍𝗏, 𝗂𝗏 𝗏𝗏𝗏, and 𝗃𝗍 Singh, but you would have thought that you could have just snuck in one over of Lumba early. Just give yourself more spinners, create more pressure. He's terrific with the new ball as well. The amount of drift that he can get, and really it's just seam up, swing. It just feels like a missed opportunity for the Stallions X.
Tomorrow, watch this. It's a wide. We're inching closer and closer to the finish line.
Catch it!
And 𝗬𝗎 wants to cross that finish line on this ball, and they will. 4 runs. Atlanta Fire chased it down in 15.4.
Done.
And these two were terrific, but Malik, what a job he did there for the team, guiding them through these difficult overs.
Yeah, run a ball 29, quite brilliant, and again, I don't think that his contributions can go understated, especially just given the fact that he, again, played with so much maturity in a situation that just got a bit more pressuresome.
And what about the youngster, 𝗍𝗏? How good was he with the bat, too? Pouncing on anything loose. The bowling side here did quite good for the Atlanta Fire as well. Everybody taking a wicket.
And the Fire, again, get to cruise to victory here, and this will be a huge game because it would almost guarantee them that bye in this weekend's matchup in these weekend tournaments. So you look at the Atlanta Fire with the bat, again, Ahad Malik, 29 off 29, coupled with 𝗬𝗏, 29. The big keys there in chasing this total down and keeping things in the right direction. Shout out 𝗬𝗏 Malanta for just being able to steady the ship at one end as well. But with the ball, Nate, it just never felt that the Stallions X were quite in the game.
Just never really felt like they had the right combination out there. Shihan looked pretty good, took a wicket. Bhatti with a wicket, Tajinder Singh, Asif Mahmood, but not the right combinations. A lot of that had to do with the lefty-righty batting partnerships that we had. It really made it difficult to know who to attack. And Atlanta Fire did just such a great job navigating those difficult innings.
And it means also there's some less pressure now going into their second game of the day. They'll have another game to play, and they'll be able to just breathe a sigh of relief knowing that they've claimed a win early and, again, almost guaranteed that bye. Brian Walters, he's somewhere around. He's got Cheyenne Jaisaria with him, and we'll have a listen to him.
Here with captain of Stallions X, Cheyenne Jahangir. A little bit less pleasant conversation today versus yesterday because your team finished second today. Where in your mind did you fall short?
I think we lacked a few runs. I think having a few wickets, more than 8 wickets in hand in the last 10 overs. I think if we played proper cricket, I think we would have finished at 140, 145, and that's always a very good total on this kind of wicket when it's ripping and spinning through the 20 overs. So I think our batters need to assess and play to the situation and get some runs to make it easy for the bowlers as well.
Talk about that, because in our mind the wicket looked to be very tricky, but you got off to a fast start. You had what was adjudged to have been a 4 but was actually a 6. Doesn't matter. In the big context of this game, it doesn't matter. But you got to a fast start, and again, you were 72 for 1 with, I think, maybe 9.5 overs left. So that collapse probably hurt you a little bit.
Yes, for sure. The collapse hurt us a little bit. The guys who were in the middle, they are big game players. They capture their moments whenever they get the opportunity. But today wasn't their day for them. But hopefully they can rock back in the second game of the day and deliver.
Now, You did build yourself a pretty nice platform yesterday because you won inside 12 overs, so you had a massive, or you have a massive net run rate advantage. How much does that matter the rest of the tournament?
We're gonna assess in the end. It's still two more games left for us. We're gonna go one game first and then see what happens tomorrow, what the situation is on the table. But right now we're just trying to play good cricket and win the game of cricket.
Best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Back to you in the studio.
Great to hear from Cheyenne Jahangir and Brian Walters. Nate, this was a game that, again, you felt that the Fire were ahead of straight away.
Yeah, everybody kind of did a little bit here for the Fire. None of the numbers are going to stick out to you, but yeah, the Fire had control of it right away.
Except for this kind of one moment. The 𝗃𝗺𝗃𝗃 wicket early was huge, but 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗃 came in and absolutely dominated. A couple big sixes, a couple boundaries. It allowed 𝗍𝗺𝗺𝗃𝗺𝗃 to settle into the game, and I think his 29 runs were so crucial because, again, he's a young kid who could have easily faulted, but instead he's able to build a partnership with the stylish left-hander.
Anytime you have a U21 who can come in and make a difference like 𝗍𝗃 did, it's definitely a huge plus for your team. It gives you a really good chance to win. We saw him wallop a couple, just absolutely smashed anything that he could get his bat on. And obviously, 𝗍𝗺𝗺, what a great partnership that was.
Yeah, again, 𝗍𝗺𝗺 was brilliant, started to find his way into some gears and took advantage of some of the sloppiness from the seamers of Stallions X. This was the for sure shout from Ehsan Adil that was given not out. That would have been the big question, but then get some back-to-back deliveries with a shout. Again, they were challenging. They were into an area, but it was all about what the Fire were doing with the bat. And 𝗍𝗺𝗺𝗃𝗺𝗃 looked absolutely brilliant, again, just as he settled in. But as he got going, picked up backward point, and then 𝗃𝗺𝗃𝗃 goes right after. And it was off to Captain Sunny Patel and 𝗂𝗏 Malik to ease the tension. And again, those mistakes just kept piling on top of the Stallions X.
Yeah, when you're trying to defend a low total, you can't really have extras. Malik, once again, he was brilliant yesterday, and today he really did the job, did everything that they needed him to do to get him over the line. See this wonderful catch here.
And then Jamar Hamilton comes in and does what he does best. A couple of boundaries to close things out alongside the 𝗂𝗏 Malik, and that partnership carried the Fire over the line, and seemingly they will feel very comfortable in their positioning now. Brian Walters, he's got the entire committee stationed with him. Let's go over to him and see what he's got.
Don't know if it's the entire committee, but we have a 2-for-1 special. We have the player of the match, Zishan Maqsood, and coach Monty Desai. Zishan Maqsood, congratulations being player of the match. So, Mr. Maqsood, you said no hard questions. I'll give you the hard ones. I'll ask you this. Tell me about the pitch and how much it suited your type of bowling.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank management, the Atlanta Fire. They gave me the opportunity to showcase my skills. Definitely, this my hometown. I play here whole season, so I know that wickets kind of suits my bowling. So I just bowl a little tight. I don't want to give air, so that is helping me right now.
I'll ask you one more question. You look like you don't want to answer anymore. But let me ask you this. Because you said this is your home ground, the Stallions X, when they were batting, they were 72 for 1. But your spinners essentially took the game away from them.
Yeah, because we are strict to our plans. We don't want to bowl, loose ones. With the fielding, with the plan we got from the coach, and the captain, we just want to apply that. So we just bowl tight, and they just give us the wickets. Simple.
Nice and easy. Yeah. Good talking to you, Zishan. Back to you. Oh, in fact, wait, before we do that, we're going to call over somebody who has a pretty big smile on his face. You are the winning captain, sir. Tell me about how you feel, particularly as it relates to the fact that you were able to chase down a total that was not necessarily difficult, but tricky.
Yeah, morning games over here are a bit tricky. Wicket was still on the softer side, but our batsmen applied. As we bowled in the first innings, so we knew that we should be able to chase it down, wait for the ball a little bit more, and then we can score runs more squarer.
Now, having said that, your spin attack, saw it in Morrisville this past weekend, your spin attack is dominant. How important is it for you all to be able to have that attack on this wicket?
Yeah, this wicket is actually on the slower side, and it's a good wicket for spinners throughout the day. So, and credit goes to all the players because they're coming off from a long season. They didn't get any break, but still pulling up this performance in this continuous games. It's heads off to them.
Last question for you. By the way, I didn't think I said his name. 𝗁𝗚 Patel, captain of Atlanta Fire. You are now in a good position as far as the group stages are concerned. What are your objectives going into the next couple of matches?
Now we'll just play the game the way it is played. We'll just try and win all the games and go through the playoffs with the winning combinations.
Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That is 𝗁𝗚 Patel, captain of the team. The Atlanta Fire taking victory here in pretty straightforward fashion. Join us for the second match later on this afternoon. In the meantime, there are several matches going on around at the Atlanta Open. Join us on the YouTube channel. In fact, if you're watching this now, you probably have access to that channel. Just find the other matches that are going on. Lots of cricket the rest of the way. For the moment, signing off here from field number 1 in the, 𝗂𝗚𝗃𝗃 Sports Complex. See you shortly.